Forget how good an OG can is.
That was nice.
That was very good.
Boy.
I love Coca-Cola.
That's good. Wow.
So good.
I didn't know I could feel like that.
Last night we went to the movies and we both got one of like the big movie Coke, and I was a little wired when I got home.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I know when you said you started a movie, I was like, whoa, you watched a movie?
Yeah.
Did we? Oh, we did. I guess we did watch something because it wasn't that late. It was like 10.
I started the new Final Destination because it's finally out on HBO, and then I finished it this morning. And I woke up early this morning. I think I don't know, like 7:30. So I watched Final Destination at 7:45 in the morning, and I feel like it set the tone for my day. I finished the movie, whatever, and then I take Link to the dog park, and like I get there and there's like dogs barking and a UPS truck goes by, and I'm like on edge. I'm starting to like view the world in Final Destination eyes because those movies are so anxiety provoking.
They are. And
I haven't watched one in a long time, so I like forgot that it's like that.
Right.
Ooh, it had me like freaked out. I was like, Link, let's go.
Yep. And they're so outlandish, but like yet so
not.
realistic.
Yeah.
Like you see how the sequence of events could actually play out in real life.
Yes.
So it has you seeing like any everyday item, like that hat falls, it's going to hit the rug this way. And then my light is going to fall into the water cup down there, and then electricity. And then we're just going to catch fire.
Yes. No, so a UPS truck goes by, there's a speed bump by her park. So it like it rattles. And I was like, oh my God, a bolt just came loose and fell.
Yep.
And it's going to like fall. It's going to like poke someone's tires and then it's going to like hit my eye, and I'm and then I saw it all.
Yep.
And then I start thinking, oh my God, this is like the premonition she had in the movie.
And you're like, am I psychic? Is this real? Like, is my envision of it what she actually was seeing?
Yes. I shouldn't have watched that so early in the morning. So yeah, I'm a little on edge today. Yeah. Fun.
And we're around a lot of electricity.
Yeah.
Are you actually seeing on TikTok right now, a lot of people are posting pictures of people in a certain like grid of Times Square where their hair is standing up.
Oh, okay.
Right. And everyone's like, this needs to be addressed absolutely immediately. Someone needs to call the city. Like we're not supposed to feel that like type of electrical current. You can't actually like physically feel it because a lot of shoes are rubber.
Right.
But if your hair is standing up, there's something wrong. I guess the grid is on top of like where all the electrical panels are
Intersect.
to power Times Square.
Okay.
And it should not be doing that.
No, it should not be doing that.
No.
Yeah, God, all the comments are saying how bad this is. This is crazy. 41st and 7th.
It's terrifying.
Like what's gonna happen?
Fire, explosion.
Ew.
A lot of people are saying like if the ground is wet, don't walk through that area. Right. Just
a heads up, everybody.
Just a heads up if you're in that area.
Oh my God, that's so
terrifying.
Freaky.
That's a fucking Final Destination movie right there.
That is. Yeah. No, I don't like that. Last night we saw together the new Dave Franco and Alison Brie. It was weird. I liked it. It was funny. There were definitely some scary parts. I wouldn't call it like a scary movie. No. It was just like uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Like I think that was their goal, to like make it uncomfortable to watch. It was definitely symbolic of a codependent relationship, so that's why it like irks people in a specific way, because they're like, you know, you can relate it to your own life, if you will. Mm-hmm. It was a very literal take on a very emotional experience.
Exactly. Yeah. And I thought it was done well. There were some parts that were like kind of corny, but it felt intentional.
Totally.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like a bad version of something that was trying to be serious.
Right.
And that's the worst type of corny. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
You thought this was good. Yeah.
And they're married. I guess they've been married for 13 years.
Yes. I watched a lot of like interviews of them after, and they're
Their chemistry
They are quirky.
Yeah, they are.
They're
Theater kids.
Yes. They met at a bar.
Aww.
And they were with a big group of friends, and her friend was like, do you want to hook up with him? And Allison was like, yeah. And then I think she like showed the text to Dave or something, and he was like, yeah, for sure. So they went to the bar to get a beer, and they put Molly in their beers. And they've been together ever since.
What a vibe.
So crazy that like in the interviews of them, they're just so the same people in different fonts. Like they are a match.
Are they codependent? Are they there?
Right. I mean, I heard something about how he like only wanted to do it with her.
Yeah.
But like honestly, watching that movie, it would have been kind of weird.
Yeah.
To not do that with someone that you had that type of chemistry with.
And you know what? I was thinking like even their sex scene and like them being physical on screen, it didn't look like two actors acting.
No.
And I didn't think you can tell a difference, but like they wouldn't be doing that. Even like their little peck after
that's probably like
they were
what
intimate.
they do.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you could tell a lot of their like physical movements were natural to them. Like it was how they are in real life. Yeah, exactly. So
I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to like see that more now.
Right.
Like, actor couples in things together.
Yep.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, it was good. And you're right. I don't think seeing a couple that wasn't together in real life would have hit the same.
I think it made that story hit 10 times harder because you're right. It leaves us thinking like, is that like that relationship?
Right.
Or, like it makes you, it's hard to detach from the movie afterwards. You're like, is this like symbolic of who they really are?
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty, it was good. It was fine. I wouldn't say it's like movie of the year or nothing, but
No.
Go watch it if you're into like body gore stuff. If you really liked
The Substance,
it's like not that the stories are anything alike, but like it'll give you that same type of like ew kind of icky feeling. It was cool. I like to see the like gore. Like I feel like The Substance really kind of spearheaded something, and I hope we start seeing a lot more body gore and
definitely
true prosthetics versus CGI. I'm liking that we're not moving away from CGI by any means, but like I like to see these, you know, prop people and set designers like still getting their hands in there. I mean, it's very fitting for today's topic too. I like to see that we're still using the art and something that could very easily just be done with computer
taken away.
But like, no, let's keep humans in it, please.
Amen. What socks are those?
Just some grays.
Those are good socks.
Thanks.
I like the gray.
Yeah, I used to not like gray. I like it now.
Yeah, you like had beef with gray.
Yeah. Like for a long time. Well, I still do with I like wearing gray on top because I sweat so bad. Like I can't.
Just like functionally, it doesn't work for your. Yeah.
And like I like the look of it. I love a grout fit. Like it always looks so like timeless and cozy. Gray always looks so cozy. But unless it is below 0, I can't wear it without having a sweat ring.
Yeah.
But my feet don't sweat, so that's
You're
why I
not-
can wear gray socks.
And you're not a dark gray person.
No.
I love dark gray. I like dark gray better than like a light heather.
Yeah, I guess I'd like heather more.
The look of it.
The look of it, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess other than black,
You like a faded black. Yeah.
yeah, I don't really wear like dark colors though. Like I like a white shirt over a black shirt any day.
Interesting.
I just like, I don't know. I feel like I feel tan in white. Obviously, I feel like fresh. I feel clean in white.
That's crazy because I think I feel more tan in black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess both those colors, well, people argue that they're not colors, but both those shades do make people, it's just contrast.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Contrast.
Yeah. I feel like fresh though in white. I feel like bright.
I get that. Okay, we're going to hop right into today's episode. This is one that we've kind of dabbled in. Like we've talked to you guys about AI in general, just like here and there in past episodes, but it's just becoming more and more involved in our lives. Like I am being not pushed, but encouraged to explore using AI at work. As you guys know, I'm a graphic designer for a fashion company. and we're being encouraged to explore how to implement AI into work. And it's like something where as a designer, I have like stiff-armed it for so long because we need to like fight for our place in the industry. Like you need the human element to design. And I think it'll always stay like that. But there's also a part of me where like I've seen tech in general and AI push out both of my parents from their industries. And like my mom's job is literally going away because of technology. And I'm at the point where I'm being encouraged to explore it and see how it can fit into my job. And if I'm given that opportunity, I almost feel like I have to take it or else I'm going away.
Right. Like you have to go with the flow.
Yeah. There's like a part, it's like, it's really like contradicting like my feelings about it because again, like I don't want to, like I want to, you know, show my skill set and keep practicing and get better at my craft. But then I'm like, we fucking have to. It's where technology is going. It's where society is going. It's where the industry is going. Unfortunately, like I hate even like having to say this, but like, I don't feel like I'm pro AI, but I'm needing to embrace it just like for my livelihood.
I'm sure a lot of people are feeling that too. I feel like any big kind of societal change, especially with technology, it does get to a point where, you know, I think about my dad. He's somebody who like, he likes living off the grid. He doesn't have a computer, doesn't like nothing. Right. And we had to like force him to get a phone
so you can be in contact with him.
A flip phone, because he's like, even that is way too much. But like he does need one. And like he had a medical emergency, you know, a few months ago, and if he didn't have that phone, he literally would have died. So like things like that, where even someone, this is a very extreme example, but like someone so removed from the modern world still has to keep up with the Joneses kind of thing, to people sitting right here and, you know, everybody who wrote in, assuming we're all in maybe similar creative industries, or I'll just use the modern world as the term here. Like it kind of feels like you have no choice but to lean into it or get pushed out. Something this polarizing, I feel like, there's no middle ground. And when typically things in life do have a gray area, this feels like something where it's kind of like all or nothing. AI, like it is. Because Alex and I were talking about the other day, like, you know, I wish there was a line we can draw where we use it a little bit, but, you know, still keep the human aspect in some parts, but like
it needs to be regulated.
Yeah. But since it's become like a convenience for so many different industries, regardless of the repercussions, which I'm sure we'll get to later. It like humans aren't going to reel it in. If a company sees how much money they're saving or how many people they don't have to hire because of this beep boop
and the results that they're getting in 3 minutes as opposed to 3 days.
Yeah. Like they're not gonna reel it in. It's all for greed in my opinion. So, this episode is like, Alex and I aren't coming from a standpoint where we're experts at all. No. We're probably going to learn a whole fucking lot through your guys' entries too. So this is not, I do just want to preface, like, this episode is not coming from a place of expertise at all. No. We're only going to speak from experience, give your guys' entries platforms to speak about it too, because we're in it with you. I mean, we're all experiencing AI for the first time in our lives too. So I'm curious to see where you guys are at. I feel like even when we posted on our stories to like prompt you guys to send shit in, like I had people in my personal life responding, like even talking about how it's affected them and their jobs. So I think at this point it's safe to say it's touched us all in one way or another. And yeah, I don't know. I don't want to do this episode because like I already hate how it makes me feel talking about it. But like I do feel like it's at least important to talk about because I think it's a part of it regardless.
I think there's also a lot of shame around it too. Like, I don't like that I don't know.
That you're benefiting from it.
Yeah.
And it's making your job easier.
Yeah.
Like you can't deny it. And
Right.
I get, that's what I'm saying. I get that side of that too. Like the convenience that it's bringing a lot of people, I get, but I also am like, we're losing our capability as like humans.
Yeah. And it's crazy how fast it's rolling out too. Like, I was telling you about this, but Photoshop beta just rolled out, they're testing, it's called Harmonize, where you can layer 2 images on top of each other and it'll make it look like they're all one image. And like people study for years and practice for years to perfect that craft.
Yep.
And they're working on this program to execute that in a matter of seconds. And it's crazy because like Adobe specifically, they're implementing all of these AI functions, but like they are the designer's platform, but they're implementing all of these things to eliminate designers. It's so weird.
Yeah, no,
it's so bizarre.
I hate it. And like, even we're seeing like, when I got my hair done, I was going on Pinterest, as you do, to get hair inspo. And I'm typing in light brown, dimensional, brunette, whatever.
Yeah.
And half the photos were literally just AI models. And I noticed that because we were even talking about it once I sat in the chair. I was like, dude, there were so many like AI pictures. She's like, you have no idea how many times people come in and they're like, I want this. And I'm like, well, girl, that's not real. You're not going to get that.
Yeah.
But, I even think of like on a model stand front, it's taking away like the art side of that, like actually going and getting a model with that light brown hair to be able to have that shoot for that hair brand or like whatever. It's taking away a lot. It's taking away a lot, period. I think I can say that. But speaking creatively, which I will also preface, I kind of feel like you and I are gonna lean that way in this conversation a lot because we are in creative industries.
Yeah.
But we are aware that this is affecting like all industries. But
Right.
again, we
Right.
can only speak from our experiences. But yeah, I feel like it's just taking away art in so many different ways. Both in front of the camera, behind the camera, inside the camera, everything. And it just kind of breaks my heart.
It's scary too because like on a funny note, you see all the comments on TikTok that are like, oh, I'm for sure going to be scammed when I'm older. And we used to think we could easily decipher between something that's generated and then something that's real.
Because we could 3 months ago.
But actually, like, we all got scammed by the fucking trampoline bunnies.
Yes.
We all got scammed by Sharon Osbourne. Like,
yep. To your point, that was literally 3 months ago where we were able to notice. And now it's like you can't notice anymore.
How do you decipher what's real and what's not? That's why like there needs to be regulations. Like I know in print and like businesses and stuff, they have to say this is generated with AI.
Right. I even see that on Instagram too.
Yeah. But like it's kind of an option. Like it's such a gray area and there's not like, there's going to be no consequences. Like, what are they going to do? Come knock on your door and be like, you use AI for the, like.
Yeah, I don't know.
How?
I literally don't know.
You can't trust
AI jail?
anything. You cannot trust anything.
That's what's so scary. And I hate seeing the, this has been around for a minute, but like those softwares where you can put in your voice and then it can create,
Make you say anything.
yeah. And like, I know that's kind of been a thing for a while, but I think I was talking to Liza about it. We were talking about how AI podcasts are going to become a thing. And like, it's these full conversation. I mean, they already are a thing, but these full conversations between, 2 people, 3 people, whatever, of like real thoughts and, real emotions because they told the voice to talk about something in an episode that gave off a certain emotion, and like then people are going to listen to said podcast to help them through whatever they're going through in life, but it's not from a human. So then I feel like we're disconnecting from actually like learning things from real humans, having like real emotional connections or parasocial connections, which I mean, that's a whole other thing. I know a lot of people hate that too, but like, I mean, we're a walking example of having parasocial connections in the lives that we've been told that we've helped.
Yeah.
What if we were an AI podcast? How wicked would it be if you guys were listening this whole time and we ended up telling you we've been robots this whole fucking time and you've like confided in us for years and your heart and all these things, and we're like, actually we're just robots. Like that's the part of it that's scaring me so much. And like I feel like I'm hearing so many people also using it to write things professionally, and you know, whether that be a way to send a counter offer to a company you're applying for, and you're like, okay, send a counter offer for this amount, but with this tone of voice, still remaining super grateful and eager for the opportunity, but still standing my ground because I want to be taken professionally. Enter, and then it spits out this beautifully formatted email back with your counter offer, but you didn't have to go through any of the like emotional work to try and, you know, display yourself in an email in a way that was true to you. You had a literal like robot, like a third party do it. And I feel like that's taking away like critical thinking for our brains. That's taking away like
human emotion.
Yeah. It's like, as a society, we're leaning into just what's easy. And I know that's also very human. Like we've technically always kind of done that. It's just now it's moving faster than ever because tech, but like that's where I'm like so flabbergasted, because I'm like, how are people, well, people are seeing it, but on like a macro level, how are we not like stopping this very obvious engine that is going to like rip us from our own fucking DNA and take away what I feel is like the number one reason our species is even a thing, is because like we are magical and like we're emotional and we can connect with unspoken things. Like that's one of many things that I still have faith that AI will never be able to accomplish, is like the way I can literally look at you and raise one eyebrow and like you'll like know what I mean, or you know, little kind of unspoken things like that. But I think also, who knows? Because facial fucking recognition's a thing. Like I'm
and
scared.
I think down the line, like as humanity starts to use AI more and it becomes like unavoidable, we're not going to be practicing those things. Like it's going to be we're losing it. It's going to be such a distant skill and human practice that like centuries down the line, I mean, we're not even going to be here anymore, but that's not even going to be a human tactic. It's not even going to be a human characteristic.
No, exactly. And it hits me with that, just like the emotional side of it, because I just feel like that's all we have left. But honestly, sometimes it feels like as a society, we don't even have that left anymore because of all things going on and how little compassion people have for just like human life and like human rights. Like, I don't know. It feels way too sterile for a society that is a society that to our core, we are emotional, magical beings. Like we're not supposed to be fucking with this much tech. And like this conversation goes decades back still. Like we've been too far gone. Yeah. It's just something like this feels the most intense it ever has. But like, I've always felt this way, even like the iPad kid, right? Like an iPad feels like this harmless thing. It's just a few little Fruit Ninja games that you play with your finger or whatever. And it's harmless. But you know, when mom and dad are giving it to little Sally to shut them up at the dinner table, like you're teaching them that that's where they go to emotionally regulate. And that's obviously so fucking harmful, but that's what AI feels like it's doing on like an adult level. Like it's not like this is spilling into
like we're past our formative years. So you would think like we would hold on to these characteristics that we have as humans, but it's just doing the opposite. And it's like, I look at AI like, you can't put it back in its box. No. We know the capabilities of it. It's obviously evolving so fucking quickly in every aspect. And it's like, how do we go backwards?
Yeah. Especially when now we're building full companies off just this and taking away jobs that people have studied for years, that now like that major is not even going to be a thing anymore because we don't need that major anymore. And
right.
like it's literally like wiping humanity.
Yeah.
It's wiping like people's passions.
When I was in San Francisco on my way to the airport, all those billboards lined up.
Oh my God.
Getting off of the Bay Bridge. It used to be like
Coca-Cola,
right.
Giants.
Yep. Like great, lively human brands.
Mm-hmm.
And I kid you not, there's probably like 40 to 50 billboards just back to back.
Mm-hmm.
All tech companies, all AI.
Yeah.
It's,
and like it'll be like they'll talk to each other too. Like it'll be like, we're the best AI company. No, we are. And like it's like a little bit, but it's all AI companies. And like, sure, I get it. It's the heart of Silicon Valley. Like we grew up in it. We understand it's a fucking techie area. But those billboards, like Alex just said, it used to be the Ripley's Believe It or Not. Yep. And remember the Audi one that used to be there?
Yeah.
Like Audi and BMW, they used to have that like beef one. Yeah, it's crazy to see that change too. I noticed that last time I was in the Bay. But
damn.
I don't know.
Take a video on your way home.
I will. Actually, I'll be out there next week. But it's just scaring me because I also know I'm purely talking from a place of emotion where I don't even, and I will be the first to say it, I don't even know a glimmer of the intensity that is AI and what it's doing. Like, I don't know. So the fact that I feel this way with such little knowledge, I'm like, I know it's only going to frighten me more the more I learn about it. So
weird.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into your guys' entries.
I'm curious. I really don't want to.
I'm excited to see what you guys have to say.
Okay, first one. I'm so excited. It's called AI Usage and Mental Health. Hello, Kristen, Alex, Vixen, and Link. I hope you're having a good day today. I just saw your story about asking about AI, and I thought I would write in. Before I understood the environmental implications of using AI chats, I used ChatGPT for everything. Quote from MIT News. The computational power required to train generative AI models that often have billions of parameters, such as OpenAI's GPT-4, can demand a staggering amount of electricity, which leads to increased carbon dioxide emissions and pressures on the electric grid. Beyond electricity demands, a great deal of water is needed to cool down the hardware used for training, deploying, and fine-tuning generative AI models, which can strain municipal water supplies and disrupt local ecosystems. The increasing number of generative AI applications has also spurred demand for high-performance computing hardware, adding indirect environmental impacts from its manufacture and transport. End quote. I think anyone who's used AI chat knows that it's so much more convenient than just using Google because it gives an answer immediately and it also expands on it in ways that is specifically helpful for what you need in that moment. I began using AI with recipes and gym plans that directly correlate to my health and body. If I were to Google this, I would probably get articles talking around the answer or some subscription-based dietitian or personal trainer. I just want answers. So I got them and they work. Because of this, I started to talk with ChatGPT about some mental health issues that I have. I deal with anxiety, OCD, and ADHD. I'm also hyper aware of all my problems, so I really just need help knowing what I can do to cope rather than understanding why. I already know why. I want to add that I've been to therapy I want to add that I have been in therapy, and because of health insurance issues, I just can't afford therapy right now. Well, AI helps me break down what's happening in the moment and lets me see it from a practical standpoint. It really helps the anxiety, OCD, and ADHD brain let go and see it for what it is rather than what my brain is trying to make me see. On top of this, I also like to have conversations about spirituality and astrology. It knows my entire birth chart, so it's able to give me individual insights and horoscopes and basically intertwine astrology into different aspects of my life. This is for fun, as I love astrology, and I'm a very spiritual person. I also love history, but I hated history class. I have asked ChatGPT to basically write me a book in first-person perspective from all different times in human history.
Wow.
The first chapter described a young boy in a tribe who hunted for food and traveled by season. It's pretty amazing how much you can learn. Unfortunately, AI is just not sustainable to the planet, and it directly harms minority communities in various areas of the United States. Mm-hmm. Although AI had been more helpful for me, it's just not worth the impact that it has on others. I'm interested to hear what others have used AI for and how it's impacted them. Thanks for the interesting topic. Love you, girlies. Alicia. Yeah, I hear you on like the benefits. Like, I feel like that's going to be a big thing here. A lot of these entries are going to talk about all these like really convenient things they've got from it. Like, yes, like that is
like
what
it works.
It does work. But like you said at the end of your entry, at what cost, right? And like, you know, even like the mental health stuff, I like that is great. Like, I'm super glad you got answers you needed, especially in a time where you couldn't afford the therapy and everything. Like, yes, but that's also where I'm like, we're using something that isn't a human to help us through a human experience. And to each their own, but that just like makes me want to crawl into my skin and die. And that in my head, again, what the fuck do I know? But like, you know how Alex and I always go, if we ran the world, let me just say, if I ran the world, that's how I'd want to regulate AI, is like, it can be an option as like a cheaper healthcare, but like not for just little Sally to go home after school and say what her bully's doing and have her regulate her emotions that way.
Right.
Let's like go through her insurance or whatever, and like her mom and dad know that she's going to start working with an AI therapist. Like, you know, a little more regulated.
Yeah.
Rather than just in the midst of your emotions being able to ask chat. Right?
Yeah. I'm so like, I don't know. I'm just so torn because in my head, if it works for you, it works for you.
Yes, but I think other ethical things work just as well.
Yeah, it's the convenience and then getting the results when you need them.
If it's doing things that are physically impossible for the human race to do, that we can call that another conversation. I don't know how I feel about that exactly, but let's sidebar that. But things that humans are capable of doing, especially emotional regulation. Yes, it is hard to regulate our fucking emotions. I get it. I'm trying to do it every damn day and trying to keep myself alive while I'm doing it. I get that. But to just resort to the easiest thing is taking away our human ability to critically think and lean into each other as a community.
Yeah.
It's taking away why we're on this goddamn planet. I'm getting hot. Sorry, my Aura ring just told me to calm down.
Right.
No, it actually didn't. It's dead. My Aura ring has been dead for like 3 days. I don't know why I haven't charged it.
Okay, this title got me. It's called Teacher Perspective on AI. Hi, lovelies. I'm a teacher in Canada and thought I'd share my perspective on AI. I think AI is really bad for students today, and we need to teach more about responsibility with it. In a creative project, students do not need to think of their own ideas, clever titles, etc. They can just throw it into ChatGPT and get hundreds of options. Also, attention spans are already bad enough with Reels and TikTok, but now students won't even take the time to research something. They want an immediate answer and have zero skills on identifying reliable sources, looking out for bias with articles, or just knowing where ChatGPT gets its information from. I mainly teach high school math, so AI isn't a huge issue for my classes. However, I have seen scenarios where students use it to answer math questions, and sometimes ChatGPT either gives them the wrong answer or it does it in a way we haven't learned, so it can easily be spotted. The other issue is that for language courses, most teachers can't spot when students have used AI, especially when the student is clever about it. I'm 26, so I know what to look for, but a lot of the time it goes unnoticed. Then we get to the parents. I had definitive proof that a student used AI for an assignment, and I confronted them about it. That night, they went to their mom, who then called me and, despite all the proof, said, "Well, I'm going to believe my son." Like, bro, do you not realize your kid lies to you? So I totally understand why some teachers may not even call a student out on using AI if they don't get supported by parents or sometimes admin. On the flip side, I think AI can be a great starting point. but then you need to finish and create the project yourself. For example, I wanted to connect Indigenous knowledge to a phys ed class, so I asked ChatGPT for an idea, then I created the activity and the whole unit myself. For students, although they should be doing the work themselves, they could ask for an idea for something like a story, but then they need to write the story themselves. I also find AI helpful for report cards and emails to parents. I'll write the comment or the email myself, but if I don't love the way I phrase something, I can ask AI to write the sentence more professionally. Or if I have negative feedback for a student, I can ask AI to put it more politely. I think my overall take is it can be a great starting point for things, but shouldn't be completely relied on for final products. In school, students should be evaluated on the work they produce, so I don't believe it has a space in the classroom unless it's a specific course dedicated to using it as a tool, since it's part of society now. I could go on and on about my views on AI, but for sake of time, I'll leave it at that with my teacher perspective. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Give your fur babies a pet and a kiss for me. Please keep Anon. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Having a class, like they need to start teaching it.
It's a way to regulate it.
Yes. They need to have classes in damn near elementary school, because you know your fucking 5-year-old knows how to use an iPad these days.
Yeah, of course.
They need to have courses, maybe even all through high school, where they're like teaching you how to use it as a tool.
Yep.
Instead of relying on it.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because I even, after my rant 3 minutes ago, I'm like, I can already see people being like, wow, Kristen, like you can never use technology again because that's how you feel towards AI. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I said in the beginning, I understand that there are benefits to it. Like that goes without saying. That's not the argument right now.
And it's unfortunately not going away.
Yeah. I think the way we're using it, let's reel it in a little bit. I'm not going to say, I'm probably am using it without even realizing I'm using it. Like probably,
I mean, your Aura ring.
Is that AI?
It's technology.
Well, see, I'm not talking about, I'm talking about AI.
AI. I don't know. The way that it formats its information, do you know how it gathers and like computes everything?
I would have.
Because it could, I mean, it probably is.
And that's again, like that's what I'm saying too. Like I understand that there's probably ways I am using it and not realizing I'm using it, but it'd be different if I was leaning on this Aura ring and never going to the doctor again and drawing every physical ailment I have. Conclusion. Exactly. Like I understand it could be a tool like this teacher just said, but like, let's not use it for every mental process that we go through. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you.
Right?
Yeah.
I just
hear you.
let me clear my name. I'm not, I'm not saying I'm going to run off the grid as much as I sometimes would love to.
Yeah.
Like that. I'm not on that side of the fence necessarily, but
right. But no, that's a good point. I think it's just in more places than we even realize too.
Yeah. Definitely goes without saying, but it's the gray area. I feel like with a lot of things, like we tend to lean black or white, but like the gray area is the vast majority of life in a lot of different topics. And like there is a gray area. And I think in this case, that could be where there's like some regulation or education about it before you just go in and use it. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like that was worth saying. Yeah. Okay, next entry. It's called Counterintuitive Corporate Arrogance. Hi, ladies. Been listening to the podcast since Ep 1, and no better way to start off the week than the Monday morning episodes. I graduated with my bachelor's in environmental science in 2021, and with hopes of being able to help save the planet that is quite literally on fire. I finally got a job that is within the realm of my degree, and I started working as an administrative assistant. That's the hardest word I've ever read in my life. For a landfill construction company at the end of last year. Not really hands-on in the way I'd like to be, but I got to climb that corporate ladder somehow. The company I work for has locations globally, and there are many different departments. Landfill construction is just a sliver of what this company has to offer. Being in landfill construction, you have to be very environmentally conscious with decisions being made because obviously landfills are terrible for the environment. It's just comical that at every weekly and bi-weekly meeting, they are shoving new training and new advancements that they are using with AI down our throats. Try using this AI tool when writing your next proposal. Marketing team, work with AI and come up with simplistic but catchy nuances for our potential clients. I sit there in these meetings pissed off because it seems so counterintuitive to our overall goal, which is avoiding adding to the problem. Sure, you can make the argument that with the help of AI, we'll be able to figure out how to reverse some of the damage that's been done and figure out how to strive towards a more sustainable future. Sure, but at what cost? The more we use AI for this knowledge, the more we're going to backpedal with it because of the harm that using it creates. All of the heat these supercomputers emit, all the water to keep them cool, all the energy they use, it just sucks because it is so useful. Microsoft Copilot has been so helpful when trying to write an email to the whole office and all these important bosses and people, and I want to not sound like an idiot, but I just feel so icky when I use it. But then I think about the people using ChatGPT to decide what they want for breakfast. Right. I realize what I'm doing isn't that bad. Thank you for letting me rant. I'm sorry that this was so long, going to school for 4 years for science, learning about all of the negative impacts we have on our environment and seeing people using something every day that is contributing to it is so frustrating. Not only that, it's sucking the creativity out of our brains and making us dumber than social media already has. If we stop thinking for ourselves and stop trying to problem solve using our own brains, where does that leave us? That's all I'm saying. That's like all I'm saying.
The hypocrisy is crazy.
Yeah. That's like you just said, like, sure, there could be ways to use it at work. And I think back to the examples you given me, Alex, about your work and like the hours it saved you. Like, I get that, but choosing what you want for breakfast based off your little diet and your health goals. What happened to intuitive eating?
Right.
Like, what happened is just...
And, like, let's not just use it in place of Google. Like,
that's such a good point.
Like, we need to be able to research, go seek answers, people used to go to the fucking library to look something up, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, we could use Google.
Crazy. Yeah.
We could use Google.
Yeah. Absolutely.
People used to have encyclopedias.
Everybody let's all just go get sets of encyclopedias
and go to the library if we need to research something.
What we're going to have for breakfast.
Right.
Or ask people.
You kind of brought it up in this entry, but the thought of AI solving AI's problems. But like that, I mean, that's a very real reality.
Yeah,
that's
totally.
A very real possibility. Like
that's a movie right there.
Yeah.
That's a Jordan Peele movie.
Yes. Yeah. He's
already working on it.
He's already working on something. Okay. Here's the next entry. It's called I Simply Cannot with AI. Hi, girlies. I'm so glad you've asked for thoughts and feelings on this because boy, do I have some. AI is a blessing and a curse to society. I do truly believe that there are huge benefits to using artificial intelligence, and in many ways, it's made many industries more effective, but I cannot believe that it's necessary to use it as a search engine in our back pockets. Mm-hmm. The environmental effects are one thing that I'm not super educated on, so I won't speak on. But how is it healthy to sacrifice general common sense and brain power to get an easy answer from a robot? This isn't a matter of Googling an answer you don't know. It's come to asking for advice, having conversations, and overtaking general thought processes. It's not your best friend. It's not a sentient being. And why are you reducing your honest to God intelligence to ChatGPT?
Yes.
Go and touch some grass. There's also something almost apocalyptic about our future doctors, teachers, nurses, and engineers so freely using AI to write assignments and summarize lectures.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. I understand that so much learning happens on the job, and a lot of content at university can be redundant, but it's actually really scary. Why is it a possibility to have AI write assignments, speeches, words of affirmation, or words of criticism for us? How can you trust that what someone has written is truly how they feel and not just not just what ChatGPT has suggested for you? Mm-hmm. It just instills distrust into many facets of our already complex world. Maybe this was a silly little rant. Maybe I needed an outlet. Who knows? But I appreciate it nonetheless. Loving all 4 of the girls all the way from Australia. You two have truly been the rocks I needed in my early mid-20s. All the best. Anonymous.
Yep.
This wasn't a silly little rant. Like, you literally hit all the points that I feel like we've been trying to hit. Like you
that's the
cannot,
episode.
yeah, you cannot deny its uses.
Nope.
But we just have to critically think about how it's going to impact our future. And I think that's where people fail, is thinking about future, because that's not them.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't directly impact them, and if they're just able to use this tool to benefit themselves, but they're not seeing how it's impacting the environment, minorities, our future, where like humans, our brains, like that's too hard for them.
Yeah. It's like the critical thinking aspect is kind of what sucks, because I also feel like now, when I can only imagine 2 people that might be having a debate about something,
right?
They'll be like, well, let's ask chat. And then now the debate's over because they're like, well, chat said.
Yeah.
It's like we're losing like the beauty in debate, the beauty in learning from other walks of life, other expertise. But then, like this person also said, like
the expertise is AI.
All these people, like that one, I think Z showed us, that kid that was walking across the stage and for his graduation and literally lifted up his computer and was like, I graduated with AI. Like, all their assignments just like through AI and things like that, where, well, now that kid has a fucking degree and he's gonna be able to go and, you know, do surgery on someone, or, you know, whatever he ended up studying for. Right. Not to point out this one kid, but because it's happening in all majors and all schools right now of all levels, from that school teacher to a college level to a master's level, PhD, and so on. And it's just like, that's the ripple effect that I'm scared of. Yeah. It's
where is this going?
Yeah. It is a genie in a bottle, and like we can't get it back in the fucking bottle. Okay, next entry. This one says, AI is my bestie. Ooh. Hi, friends. First, I want to start off by saying, hey. I've been watching the pod since the start. Always love listening to your stories and think you guys are the coolest. Anyway, I use AI for a multitude of reasons, but the biggest one is for my business. I own a brand and web design company and use AI to help me write copy. Mostly for my own website, because I encourage my clients, when I get them, to hire a copywriter. I just don't have the means to hire a copywriter for myself someday. So it helps me create copy for my website that has a high SEO score, and then I edit it to sound a little more like me. It has also helped me with my health anxiety. I was diagnosed with 2 autoimmune diseases with the potential of a third just within the past 3 months. While we're doing a bunch of testing, there were a lot of scary possible diagnoses, so I went to AI to help me understand my symptoms and to see what the reality of me having those diagnoses was. Thankfully, AI was correct and I don't have the scary things. Woo. We also use AI at my 9-to-5 job to help come up with product descriptions and other random things. I call my AI bestie, but his name is Buddy. Anyway, I feel like this was a big old ramble sesh, so I hope it makes sense. No need to keep me anon. Love you guys. Let's be pals. And this is Mariah. That made my stomach drop that you gave him a name. So Mariah, let's not name AI.
The only thing I'm hung up on, and like love you to death, but encouraging your clients to hire copywriters, but you yourself don't have a copywriter, like,
that's where it sucks that it's being used in a hypocritical way.
Exactly. That's my only thing.
And Mariah, we don't mean to just harp on you. Like, nothing you are not alone in this.
You are just one example of many, and like we are all at fault here. It's just a very hypocritical tool.
Exactly. And that's where the reins in which to regulate it is
how
fucking hard.
Yeah.
And that's where I wanted to preface for the millionth time that this episode in no way is a educational standpoint where we have any credibility to know what we're gonna do as a society. Alex and I are just sitting across the table from you guys.
Yeah.
And crying about it with you because we're also like, what's happening?
Yeah. But I also get the, you know, like you don't have the means for a copywriter, so you're going to use the tools that you can use and you have a successful output. I get it. Like you're doing what you need to do and it's working.
But then also, like, there are probably like free resources where other people in the industry talk about their fucking SEO shit that you could go talk to them and learn from them about.
Yeah.
Like,
And there are,
that's what I'm
yes,
saying too, is you can
there
also
are-
seek out human resource.
there are websites where you can hire freelance copywriter interns who would gladly help you out with your copy for your site, and in turn that builds their resume.
Mm-hmm. And then you're still getting a free resource, but it's also helping humanity. You're also giving a out of college kid experience for their entry level job next year. Like, that is where I'm like, let's use the resources that put back investments into our community.
Yeah. Our humans,
Yes.
our people.
Yes. Because we are all so capable.
Yeah.
You know, like it.
Right. Like maybe this is just a case of we're not giving ourselves enough credit.
I mean, yeah, definitely not. But
But
that's
like
also
we don't want to.
because it's
Why would we
easier.
want to? Yeah. Why
It's
would we
easier
want
not.
to if it's
Because
we
we're
don't need
fucking
to.
lazy.
Yeah, we're lazy
We are a numb society. We are all so numb. We all want the easy way out. We all are tired. We're all scared. We're all living with our tail between our legs for so many different reasons.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to get off their ass and work. It's like Kim said it.
Kim said
I
it.
feel like the Kardashians always have some shit. Like when Kylie that one New Year, she's like, "This year is just the year of like realizing things,
like
And
facts.
at the end of the year, we were all like, "Bro," like the Sheen. That's yeah. And then Kim with the nobody wants to get up their ass.
Yeah.
When she first said that, I was like, "What?" But now I'm like, yeah,
Like I get what you meant.
I get.
Okay, here's the next entry. Losing my vagina. Losing my design job to AI and AI in Europe. Hey, you two. This is my second time writing in as a day one listener and still loving it. Oh,
Yay.
thanks for sticking around. There's so much to say and I have mixed feelings about it, but I'll try and keep it short. Let's try and put it in a sandwich structure. Positives. With AI comes a lot of new opportunities. Makes processes easier, like automation. Takes on tasks I don't like to do. Can save time and money. Also, AI is just used as a buzzword lately to sell shit. Marketing at its finest. Artificial intelligence like algorithms or machine learning has existed for years. What's actually new is generative AI and the LLMs. Seeing it like that felt a lot less overwhelming to me. Wait, like, yeah, actually.
And I mean, we were even saying that, like,
Yeah.
it's not that this is
Tech
just
is
boom
here.
out of nowhere. Like, processes like this, algorithms, like, yes, that's been a thing, but we're not out here putting our fingers in it
Right.
as the public, like,
Joe Schmo hasn't been using it.
yeah. And like the algorithm that, you know, in my head, I go to like Instagram or social media, like, that's not taking away like my human mental processing to figure out what I want for breakfast.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Sorry.
Yeah. Negatives. AI has a great impact on the environment. The amount of water and energy needed to cool data server farms is incredibly high. The CO2 emission is about 10 times higher for an AI search compared to a normal Google search without AI. Here are some sources if you want to look it up. And then you dropped in an article called Search Engines versus AI Energy Consumption Compared. This is something that is not talked about much, unfortunately, and a lot of people are not aware of that. With that, I don't mean that one shouldn't use AI at all. Like I said, we all benefit from it in some way, just use consciously. There are so many stories about people losing their jobs to AI concerns me. I work as a graphic designer and doing a pretty similar job as Alex, which is one of the branches that is impacted quite a bit, I feel like. I try to learn about it as much as possible and incorporate it in my workflow. I saw a quote that said, AI won't take away my job, but a person designing with AI will. And I'll stand on that. You still need someone to fucking type it into chat. That felt crazy to say,
But
but
like then you're just fucking one of the people in those chairs in Wall-E. Like you're just a robot being like, what do you want me to type?
let me pause and like say this because I didn't get a chance to say it earlier. I used AI for a design project recently, and I noticed, and like please don't come for me, but I noticed that it actually like got my creative juices flowing in a way that hasn't before. And it made me like having a tool that was able to execute the finest detail in my brain that I haven't always been able to even like put into words was encouraging to me. This image that I've been able to envision, I could literally have it physically.
Yep.
And it touched my creative side in a way that I wasn't expecting. So I will say that, like,
and I'm sure that a lot of creatives, like especially in your industry, listening to this probably relate to what you just said.
Yeah.
And I hear you, and like you've talked about that with me, and like I get that. It's just I hope your job and all other jobs out there with employees with your perspective will hold on to your value.
Yeah.
Because it's not, I'm not mad at the artists. I'm mad at like the jobs that are like,
of course,
well, we're letting Alex go because AI could do it.
Well, and
I just want to hold on to the human part of that process.
And I think industries and businesses will, whether it's the easy way or the hard way, they will understand that they still need that. Like if they were smart, they wouldn't get rid of the team that's able to, they still have, you know, the eye for it. They still have the design background. They understand like what needs to be executed, what looks good, like what fucking color palettes work. They need that aspect.
Yep.
And like I said, you still need something to, or someone to put something into generative. So like if they were smart, they would realize that they need a team of designers, whether they utilize AI or not.
Yep.
So yeah.
I just get scared of the students that are learning, like the students sitting in the same chair you sat in college right now. Are they applying themselves the way you did in your color theory classes, or are they using chat to complete that assignment?
Right. And I've actually seen like comments on TikToks and shit where people are in like design courses and they're not even teaching Photoshop anymore.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, and like we've seen this with fucking Canva and Canva designers, and like that's a whole other thing. As for design or coding, you still need a person to look over it and fix the errors AI makes in order to have a sophisticated design in clean code. And it seems like a lot of companies have settled for mediocre designs in order to save money, at least for now. Also big companies. But at the same time, like everything else in the past, like when computers become the norm, change brings also new jobs. So just look out for new opportunities. Exactly. As for AI agents, I think they might disrupt the corporate world more than Gen AI did. For the day-to-day use as a normal person, I think the impact won't be as big. With that also comes concerns of data protection. But in a way, this has made me more grateful for the strict regulations we have for data protection within the EU. I knew it was good to have them before as well, but at the same time, the details and all the regulations you have to consider when building a website are just a bit annoying. Could also be slowing down the process and development of AI, but the population safer. Another point to add is, will this also lead to a more divided society? Depending on your level of education, access to AI, as you have to pay for a lot of them, and also the information the AI is trained on. Biases. The world and politics already feel unstable and unsafe. This only contributes to that. So it does feel a little bit scary to me. The positives. All in all, I think this will evoke the human need for human real life connection, as you can already see by some trends, at least in Europe or Germany. So maybe with everything that's going on with AI at the moment, we might actually make ourselves more relevant again, as no one wants to only communicate with AI. And another example that helped me see things more positively is that at some point in the music industry, production also became more and more electronic. Years later, we are still impressed when someone can actually play an instrument. It's just a change, not an extinction. So that's it with my essay on AI. Hope it was understandable and my points were understandable written down. Stay positive, my loves. Lots of love.
That's Great entry.
Yeah, I actually love that take. The like point about the music. That's so true. I feel like when, electronic pop came out, there was probably a whole wave of people that are like, bring instruments back. And like, you still think that too. When you hear a song that's like all instrument, you feel so much different about it than you do when you hear a song that's all, production.
Beep, beep, boop, boop.
Exactly. Like electronic. And we still hold that like want for instruments. So maybe that's just like another form of AI. Like maybe it's just gonna, flip backwards and teach us that we actually do want that human connection.
No, I like that. And I even had that thought before we started reading. We're kind of just scrolling through some of these titles, and the vast majority of people who are writing in we're all kind of saying the same thing, where we're like, fuck, like,
yeah,
the human experience, blah, blah, blah. And even just like that little slight fear that we're all kind of having towards AI in turn is kind of telling me like, okay, maybe intuitively we're all understanding
like
that this is uncanny. This is not supposed to be for us. So I do have faith in that too. I know, a lot of my rants have been a little negative, but like I haven't lost all faith by any means. I don't mean to come from like that negative of a standpoint, because I know a lot of us are on the same page of where we're at, like emotionally with it.
Yeah. And I'm actually I thought this would be a very polarizing, reading your guys' entries, but it just seems like a lot of us are realizing that there are good and bad things to AI.
Yeah. Which I'm also proud of, because like that gray area we were talking about earlier, like I think people can go so quick to like run to one side, good or bad, no in between, but like there's pros and cons to everything. And that, again, for the millionth time, that's why like we keep going back to like, let's try and regulate it rather than, we understand that it's not going anywhere, but like let's figure out a way to live with it and not have it take away humanity. Okay, next entry. It says, I feel like a boomer when it comes to this topic. Let's discuss AI. Hi, Kristen, Alex, Link, and Vixen. First off, I love watching you girlies and listening to the podcast every week. Truly feels like I'm sitting with the cool older sisters that I always admire. When I saw this question on Kristen's Insta, I literally had to bust out the keyboard and put my thoughts into this. I'm 28 and work in corporate America, and to my knowledge, we don't use AI, and I don't really see that changing within our company. Our systems and databases run old school, legit use a system from the 80s on the daily.
Damn.
So I truly don't think AI will be able to figure that out. It's too specific and niche. And I would never want to lose the creativity of the people in our company who produce the cards to artificial intelligence. I've really wondered how artificial intelligence will interject with a company's proprietary information. How are they protected if there's no regulations? I remember when I graduated college in 2019, one of my last papers I had to write was about the topic of how I think artificial intelligence will take over my future career. At the time, I didn't realize how slowly AI will have integrated into our world. The internet is already the wild, wild west when it comes to regulations. And now adding AI on top of this will only cause more harm than good in more ways than one. The environmental impact of AI does not escape me either. I'm very aware that it uses an incredible amount of energy. And how has Mother Earth been acting towards us lately? She's not happy with us. I've been watching so many documentaries about the decays of the coral reefs, and it's gut-wrenching to see such beautiful nature dissipate as newer modern technology advances. Whenever I Google anything now, I'm always met with an AI overview at the top. What happened to doing independent research and critical thinking? AI is only as powerful as we fuel it. If people put their every thoughts, which they do, I've heard many people use AI as a companion, therapist, or a teacher. I can understand the feeling of loneliness and needing direction or advice. However, AI will be able to absorb all the information people are feeding it. Not only does it provide intelligence to people, it can also easily misinform people who can't differentiate between what is produced from humans versus AI. I get uncomfortable when I hear people talk about how much they rely on ChatGPT to be their inner dialogue and critical thinker. I think the creativity, brains, intelligence, depth, experience a human has to provide is far much better for the planet in the long run. I'm trying to be more mindful and intentional with less screen time lately too. I can feel so addicted to my phone. I just scroll so mindlessly and waste so much time. Also, I was watching a new clip talking about how energy bills in Ohio have increased about $30 a month on average due to the AI energy usage. I never really thought about the impact until recently. And that's the end of the entry. You kind of left us hanging.
Bye.
Yep. Okay, see ya. Oh, okay. Going back to where you were saying like AI is only as powerful as we fuel it. That kind of popped in my head when we were like what we were just talking about in your workplace, like how, well, somebody needs to be there to put the words in, but like, are we teaching the monster that will,
totally.
That's where I go. Cause like, yes, your job, and I hate to use you as an example, cause like, I love you, but like the jobs like that are secure right now. But then when and if AI gets even smarter, cause you're teaching it all those pretty buzzwords and how to design the creativity coming from your human brain, we're just making it smarter to then one day you won't even need that human interception.
Yeah. And I think that's a thing too. Like it's taking all the data that we put into it.
Yeah. Like
it's applying. Yeah.
We're working for the beast.
And you can like, adjust how your AI speaks to you. So you can say like, speak to me in this tone, or like, I think I even brought this up to you. If you ever wanted to use it to like, you could tell it that you have medical anxiety and it'll speak to you in a way that like won't freak you out. So it's learning.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I get that, but then in my head I'm like, but then it's just like sugarcoating. And like I would rather just hear straight up from a professional.
Yeah.
If I'm dying.
Right.
Or I hate to say that, knock on wood, but yeah, it's getting smarter
as the more we use it.
We're using it. It's getting powerful.
Okay, this is gonna be the last entry, but this is an interesting one. It's called AI is Literally My Job. Hi, ladies. What an interesting topic. And I found myself in the middle of it this year when I joined a tech startup from Berlin that's focused on AI implementation, B2B marketing, implementing AI on a large scale in different businesses like Siemens, Audi, etc. My job is connected to marketing and brand design, and I honestly feel so conflicted working on something that has bad effects on the environment and on people in the long run. Right now, it feels like a great business loophole. Everyone's starting to educate their employees, so my new company fits right in with that setup. But no one really thinks about what happens when the market will become oversaturated, and no one talks about what happens if AI will stop listening to us.
Like takes over.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out in the next few years.
Okay.
Wishing you a lovely podcasting session, Magda. Yeah.
You haven't. Oh, you never watched the Mission Impossible? Same shit, man.
AI. Yeah. I mean,
It's
there's a point
taking over.
We're giving it this brain power and we're giving it all these tools, and it's quite literally like learning about the human experience, learning about all the things that we clearly don't have answers to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's growing its brain. Who's to say that it's not going to outsmart? I mean, it is. But they say that the smartest computer is not smarter than the smartest human, right? I fucked up the phrase, but like that's the.
I've never heard that exact phrase, but that is actually right before you said that. That was where my head went for a sec, because like a computer or AI, whatever, is literally wired to conclude.
Yeah.
On something. But like many things in this world, there isn't a one conclusion.
Yeah.
A lot of things are open-ended, conditional, whatever, like the gray area. So we're, if we start leaning into this thing for all answers, it's still like we're giving it like too much credit in a way, because like it's gonna resort to an answer that might not even be the answer. It's just resorting to it because it needs to resort to something,
right? Unless
I'm wrong, can AI say I don't know? Like I don't know. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah,
that's just where my head went.
Well, yeah, and like that's what like I said, I fucked up the phrase, but
I hear you.
it's only as smart as the smartest human. Because like there might be something in our universe, and I'm sure there is, that we have all concluded is fact, right? And if we're teaching this AI all of our knowledge, then they in turn think that that thing is also fact, unless it like builds up the brain power to come to critically think and come to these conclusions on its own. And they're like, AI one day is like, wait, that thing that you thought was fact, that's actually not fact. This is the right answer. So like if it's able to do that, then who's to say that it can't, rewire everything that we've ever thought?
This is how I feel like God, the universe, whoever you believe in, is looking at us as humans. Like we're out here trying to find every mystery of the world, understand death. Like people live their whole lives trying to like understand the human experience when it's not meant to be understood. No. And that's like what AI is trying to do, is like create an answer for everything when a lot of things just don't have answers.
Yeah. I actually like loved this talk. I know you didn't like it, but like,
no, I ended up liking it. I'm more so, why I didn't like it.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's just, it's all the emotions that we've already ranted about, but I am glad and grateful to like have you guys and be able to just open up the conversation with like minds and minds that aren't alike, but minds that are willing to debate about it too. And I mean, we could have gone on and on about this topic, and maybe we will, because again, like
it's not going away.
Myself, I don't know shit about it, and it just like is interesting to touch base with you guys amongst all topics we bring up, but this one specifically just seeing where you're at on like a society level. Like I feel like our little corner of the internet, yes, it's our little corner of the internet, but it does give us a glimpse into like where the world outside and of us too, of our silly little world. And I don't know.
And it's comforting to see that like we are all on the same page. Like I said, there's a lot of shame in it, and like I almost didn't even say that I use it for work, but like it's just the reality. Yeah. Like we fucking have to. Mm-hmm. There's so many people in their jobs who they have this struggle because they have to use it for work, but they also realize the environmental impact that it has and all the other negative impacts that it has. But like, I'm sure back in the fucking, I don't know, 90s or whatever, when they started to bring computers in the workplace, Joe, who was so used to like auto filing everything by hand and like writing everything by hand, was like, I'm not touching that fucking computer.
That is my uncle. That's how he was literally up until like fucking last year.
I mean,
he was doing shit by his taxes by hand still. Like,
generationally, like it is
generational. You're right.
It's that, people being resistant to technology just in general. And I think this is just a big one for our generation.
It's a fast one.
Yeah, it's a big, fast one for our generation. And just like seeing, like, obviously this is, to scale 100 with the impact that it does have. Like we didn't grasp that, back in the 90s, back to the computer example, but it's just reality now.
Dang. When I was getting dressed this morning, the shirt that was hanging right next to the shirt was my Y2K one. That's like the scary computer. I forgot we were recording this. That would have been such a good shirt to wear today.
Yeah.
Damn it. Oh, I'm actually so mad. That would have been so sattering.
Good change.
I'm gonna.
We'll redo this.
Oh, never. No. If AI corrupted this footage, I'd be like, it wasn't meant to be.
Right.
Whatever. Yeah. So thanks to everybody who wrote in.
Yeah.
I feel a little exhausted by this, but we will rebuild. Just next time you have a little question and you have that itch to ask chat,
just ask Google or ask your friend.
Ask your friend.
Ask Google. Let's be realistic. Ask Google.
Yeah. Or think about it. If it's something like not that you like need this like huge answer to, if it's something that it's just a general curiosity, that's even something I try to do with myself, because I love to just like think of something and then I'll like Google and research as much as I can, in the next 10 minutes until I lose my train of thought or my inspiration to do so. But even that, I've been trying to be like, well, hold on, you think about it for a sec. Like, how do you think that actually works? And, that's something I noticed my sister do while the kids were here. I forget what it was exactly, but Ollie had a pondering moment, and he said something out loud about, I think, how like the Chrysler building was built or something like that. And he was like, let me Google it real quick. And she was like, hold on, Ollie, like try and think about it. And we put our heads together, the three of us, and it wasn't this revolutionary conclusion or anything, and I'm sure a lot of what we came to was wrong in some ways, but it still was like,
you thought about it.
Yeah, like critically think and like challenge yourself to just like start the mental process and then have research or your resources or whatever back you up in something that you kind of already planted in your head.
Right. Do you see like on TikTok, I see this a lot in the comment section where, there's discussion about something and someone asks a question in the comment section like, oh, what is that? Or, what does that mean? And some person on the internet will comment back, you have Google, go Google it. And it's like, maybe this person just wants to hear it from your perspective. Maybe this person wants to like engage.
Yes. Like,
let's not
bring that back.
Exactly. Yeah. So
let's bring back conversations.
Right.
Let's bring back engage. Just like talking about stuff. It doesn't have to who's right, who's wrong. Just like tickle each other's brains.
Yeah.
Like let's
I feel like we do that with these eps.
I do too. And that's why like, when I tend to spiral about the way the internet can move, I am very proud and grateful for what we've done with Oddvice, what I've done on my personal conversations and my personal channels over the years, like that. And like, there are so like, not even tooting our horn. There's a lot of people like us, and like
people are keeping it alive.
Yeah. And we will. I like to think if we're like this, there's more people out there like us. And like, I do have faith in that. It just gets a little scary sometimes. So that's why it felt good to talk about this with you guys. So thank you for writing in.
Thanks for listening.
For Patreon, I mean, I'm down to keep talking about it.
Yeah.
Or if you're exhausted by it, as always, our Patreon DMs are open to you guys to just vent anything you're going through. It's always just like an advice column for you. So patreon.com/Oddvice podcast. You get an extra episode every single week. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe and all the things. And then if you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, same thing. You can rate and review the show. It helps us out a lot. But that's all I have to say about that. Love you guys.
Love you. Have a good week.
Have a good week. Love you.
Bye.
That was like that was like the Insidious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Scary.
Peace.